I've played 4 hours of Donkey Kong Bananza and I've still got some thoughts.
Ready, go, go!
Donkey Kong Bananza is a 3D action platformer, a break with DK's now 30-year tradition as a headliner of challenging 2D platformers. The last time DK had a game like this was Rare's Donkey Kong 64 from 1999. I suddenly feel very old. The plot, as it was pitched to us, was fairly straightforward. DK is an ordinary blue-collar guy working in a mine deep underground with the other Kongs. Drawn by the lure of golden bananas and the urging of a small rock friend that may or may not turn out to be a young Pauline, DK embarks on a quest to reach the core of the planet, which will somehow take him and Pauline to the surface? He's blinding me with guerrilla science here and I'm just along for the ride. Our preview had us playing through a handful of levels, 2 of which I played at the Nintendo Switch 2 experience in May and 2 that were entirely new. The uniting factor across all of these levels is clear. Bonanza is about momentum. DK is a wrecking ball, smashing through almost everything in his path to reach his goals or a coveted golden banana. He is a blunt instrument in a brittle world. Everything he touches is reduced to bits and pieces. Every new move he gains through what appears to be a short but sweet skill tree increases his ability to wreck shop. Even his Bonanza transformations are about unleashing as much destructive power as possible. These transformations allow DK to take on different, powerful animal shapes for a short time. Some simply make him stronger so that he can break through previously impenetrable walls. Others allow him short bursts of flight or faster movement speed. All result in him becoming the size of a pro wrestler and smashing everything in his path. However, there are some problems even brute strength can't solve. For that, there's Pauline. From her position on DK's shoulders, Pauline can call out useful information and open new pathways with her singing. If you have a second player, you can use Pauline as a co-op character, picking up different materials from the game world and flinging them at enemies. In co-op, Pauline plays like a more aggressive version of Mario Galaxy's second player feature. You're represented as little more than a cursor on screen, but the havoc you can wreak is pretty remarkable. I'll need to spend a little more time with it when the review code comes in, but for now, I think the best way to describe Pauline's kit is this. She's the character that parents can use to get their kids past a boss they might be having trouble with. It's that kind of character. One thing I did notice about this preview build was that it was considerably more stable than the version I played at the Switch 2 pre-launch media day in May. That version, which I believe was the same one shown at the first preview in New York, frequently stuttered and dropped frames in more frenetic moments of terrain deformation. Though I still caught the odd moment of slowdown here and there, this updated build felt significantly smoother overall. The other little factoid Nintendo confirmed for me was that Bonanza is indeed made by the team behind the excellent Super Mario Odyssey. That game's influence is clear, from collected gold spent on costumes and useful items to being taxed a portion of that same gold on every death. DK plays very differently from Mario though, even in a platforming sense. This actually feels like a game aimed at a younger audience than I think many people might be expecting. Its biggest break with tradition is that it felt like a Donkey Kong game without much interest in controller snapping challenge. Further, it didn't feel like it was trying to reach the dizzying platformer heights of Mario Odyssey either. Instead, its focus was on feeling. There's been a lot of work put into making its headlining terrain destruction feel as tactile, satisfying, and controllable as possible. As a result, DK didn't feel as precise as Mario. I suppose that makes sense. Again, he is a blunt instrument built for breaking the world around him. He should feel a bit unwieldy. Speaking of unwieldy, camera movement is still Donkey Kong Bananza's weak link. I had some trouble moving it around in the New York build as well, and I was still fighting with it here. The trouble with the camera is a combination of factors. First, it moves quite slowly. Second, it frequently becomes obscured or ill-positioned when DK begins to dig downward. Though it can pass through the level to find DK, there was more than one occasion where I got myself stuck and had to strong-arm the camera into helping me see what I was doing. With only a few weeks to launch, I doubt there's much the team can do about that now. The strongest impression Donkey Kong Bananza made on me during the preview, however, was the quality of its character animations. This new take on DK's design is so expressive, reacting to the world around him in all the ways you'd expect of a big, greedy, food-motivated ape. The decision to gently update DK's look, seemingly to bring him more in line with his Super Mario movie design, makes him more charming than ever. This might be the most expressive lead in a Nintendo game since Link in Wind Waker. DK's face is a neon sign telling you exactly what he thinks of everything around him. The mechanical difference is that his expressions cue the player to investigate the things that draw his attention. At the end of my 4-hour preview, I felt satisfied. Bonanza has its ups and downs, and I predict the camera will annoy some players, but on the other hand, its willingness to let you destroy everything in sight and the way it makes all of that destruction feel so tactile won me over. Donkey Kong Bananza launches July 17 exclusively for Nintendo Switch 2.